Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Van Other Collective video. So the logos of all the channels will be on the screen somewhere now, and you can head over to their channels and watch their videos on the same subject. So the subject is our best and our worst gadgets. Now, I don't have our worst gadgets to hand because I removed them from the caravan because we no longer use them, but I will talk you through them, and if I can find some stock images I'll lay them over the top. Our best gadgets, I'm going to go through maybe a list of them and then do our top 5 or 6. What I will say is we have previously done a video on gadgets, which was with the Van Other Collective. It is one of our most successful videos. I will link it at the end. I just don't want to cover everything that we covered in that video. It's over a year ago, and if you know me, you know I like to buy gadgets all the time, so we do have some new ones to show you. Also, by coincidence, we have a video going out on Sunday the 28th of October, which is a look round Atwell's Leisure, which is just south of Gloucester. That place is incredible. It has you covered for every brand, every accessory, every item you can think of. Just be prepared that if you go there, you're not going to walk out without buying something. It's just inevitable. They just have literally everything. It's such a great place. Even if you live far away from there, it's worth sort of going. If you're in the area or near, it's worth going just to have a look round. Now, as you can see, we are not on a site, we are at storage. It's middle of September. Where has the time gone this year? I do not know. Unfortunately, we're not going away this weekend because there is a severe weather warning for wind in place for Sunday night and Monday morning. As you all know, we always come back on a Monday morning, and yeah, I can't take that risk that I'm not going to be able to tow on Monday, so we've decided to have a weekend at home and do all of those jobs that get neglected while we're away enjoying ourselves. I also haven't brought my sunglasses because I wasn't expecting this bright sunshine, so I think we're going to do most of the video inside. So with that said, let's go. So first of all, we're going to rattle through a few accessories that are maybe new additions since that previous video that we did, and I will overlay some clips. I'm not going to get all of them bits and pieces out, and then we will go through our top 5 or 6 accessories. So first of all, we have our collapse pipes. I bought them at the beginning of the summer. They're an absolute dream. For me, it's the way that you can bend them at a complete 90-degree turn, which just makes it so much easier for going down into the actual hole in the ground itself. The pipe I was using before used to have to go like that to go down, and yeah, water didn't drain very well. Then we have our clothes dryer. We've used that a few times on our longer trip. We don't tend to wash clothes unless we're away for a longer period of time, but of course, you know, it is just a handy thing to have, and actually it is quite handy just for drying your towels and stuff. While we're talking about towels, I have mentioned this in a previous video, but it's our Dock and Bay towels, and Sara also has the Dock and Bay hair wrap, if that's what you call it, for drying your hair. They are just the perfect material. They're not the towels that I would choose to use at home. They're not plush, nice towels in that sense, but they are comfortable. They are nice to use. The beauty of having them in the caravan is they dry almost instantly. You know, even in the winter, we just leave them down the end in the bathroom, and of course, if they dry quickly, they're not going to smell. Also coming up in a later video, I'm going to demonstrate our awning dryer, which is actually a floor mop. So yeah, just a cheap telescopic floor mop that I use to just take the worst off the awning, just to either aid it to dry so that I can pack it away, or to just take the water off, and if it's not going to dry, then at least I've got less of a job when I get home. This is not new. We've had them on the caravan since we bought the caravan. However, I can't not mention the motor movers. As you probably all aware, we had the saga at the beginning of the year where our motor movers didn't work, and yeah, you don't realise how great it is to have them on your van until they're missing. Getting it in and out of storage, which is not particularly tight at the moment because the neighbours are out, but it can be quite tight getting in. Yeah, it is a dream. Also, in terms of what came with the caravan, we've got this above me, which is our aircon unit, and of course, you know, in the summer months this is just great. So I'm not going to do a big thing on our sun canopy because we talk about it all the time, but it is the best thing I've ever bought for this caravan. It's just revolutionised our outdoor space and the way that we sort of treat outdoors. And I always say it's not just a sun canopy, it's a rain canopy, and if we know we're expecting bad weather, I will put it up because it gives us a space outdoors, and it's so easy to dry when we get home. It's not an issue. the bit that I would say that just finishes it off is the carpet, and it is a separate carpet. They don't sell a carpet for that sun canopy, but it just makes that outdoor space nice. It just means you can go out without your shoes on and just feel like you've got a little bit of comfort outside. Also to that is our door canopy. Now our door canopy, I would suggest, is Marmite. For us, we love it. I love the fact that it makes it look, when we've set up, like we've bothered, that, you know, we've maybe just sort of set up our caravan, but it does just give you that probably close to a metre space outside when you come in with the dog and you're drying him, just to be under. So yeah, definitely would mention that. Our Kadak, we have to mention the Kadak, and I know that everybody mentions Kadaks in all of their videos, whether it's gadgets, cooking, best thing we've ever bought, but the Kadak is just an absolute dream for us when we're cooking. And that then leads me to this. So this gadget here, you have got to get yourself one of these if you don't already have one. This is if you're a caravanner as opposed to a motorhomer, and it's one of those things that I've always said, if you know where it is, you will never ever need to use it. If you lose it, you will need it. Now I've actually used it myself, and I've also took it around somebody else on a site that I could see was struggling with this problem. It's basically for when your pins are misaligned, so you'll never be able to get your pins from your car into your caravan, or from your caravan, sorry, into your car. With this, you just place this over the top of the pins and you just screw it down and it realigns them. It's a 2-second job. This is like $2.99. It's dirt cheap. If you've got a caravan and you don't have one of these, schoolboy error. Okay, so I've got a top 5, but I've also got a top 6 because I've got a little bonus item. Now you might wonder why I've positioned this directly in front of the camera. This is our spider catcher. Now basically what it does is, it's a little sort of pyramid shape, decent size, sliding trapdoor, long handle, so you can stay away from whether it be a spider, a moth, a fly. But we all know that in the caravan you get stuff like that, and it is great. So let me demonstrate. Let me just maybe turn you around. I'll put you onto the wardrobe. So there's a spider crawling up here. You literally go like that, slide the door, and then you can remove. Now I am really into spiders. That sounds weird. I'm scared of them. That's why I've got a long handle. I am scared of them, but I absolutely I just find them fascinating, really, really fascinating, and they're so good for the environment and for us as human beings. So I will never kill one. They will always go in here and they will always go back outside. But yeah, you can seem to be able to catch flies with these easier than any other method. I mean, flies, as soon as you get near them, fly off, but they don't see the spider catcher coming. So on to our actual top 5, although I'm pretty sure the spider catcher deserves a better place than 6th. So this is our radio. Now we've only just started using our radio, and I'm not going to go into this too much in this video because I want to do a separate video on caravan radio. But we've just started listening to it and it is fantastic. It really is. It's just absolutely enhanced the way that we use the radio in our caravan. So that's all I'm going to say on it, but look out for a future video.
Caravan radio, the ones to follow.
We are Lang and Sara. We have a caravan YouTube channel, although we try to cover everything leisure industry related. We do site reviews. If you're looking for inspiration for your next caravan site to go to, then come and check us out on YouTube. You can check myself, Sara, and our little cockapoo, Reggie. Channel name is Lang and Sara.
Caravan radio, the ones to follow.
Next, we have this. Now, if I can pop you down and turn you around, I can demonstrate to you the fly deterrent. So I bought this at the Western Show at Malvern, and yeah, basically you turn it on and this just goes round. Now I can't really tell you how good this is. All I know is that anything that's under it, you're not getting a fly. You will not get a fly at all. So it's perfect if I go out and I just sort of, you know, put a drink around the outside or whatever. I was told that it does sort of keep them away at a further distance, and quite a distance. But I can't tell you how well that works. But if you've got a plate of food or you've got a drink, then just putting it on the table, you won't get any flies or any wasps. But it also does this. And it can hang, so it can hang from the ceiling. So if you want to hang it over your bed or wherever you're sat, just to keep all the little pesky things away from you, then you can. It was a tenner and it's rechargeable, so you don't need to buy batteries for it. it's good. And there was one night as well that I was sat outside, I was watching the stars, and I was getting attacked by moths, and I had my rum and coke with me, which might not surprise you. So I was sat out there probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. I've got it on the table next to me, I've got my drink underneath. I know then in the pitch black that when I go to take a sip of my drink, I'm not going to find a surprise in there, and it genuinely did keep all of them things away from me. So for a tenner, it's well worth it, and it's not dangerous if you've got children around. It's super soft, you know, it looks like a helicopter and like it would take your arm off, but it's not. Well worth a tenner. What is next? Next is, I'll bring both of the next two things over. The third thing I'm going to show you as an overlay. So we have this. This is the Morphy Richards Toasty Maker. Get yourself one of these if you like a toasty, if you like melted cheese, if you like putting all sorts of different ingredients between two slices of bread. I mean, I do actually know one person, Paul, who doesn't like melted cheese, but I'd be interested to see if there's anybody else out there that doesn't like melted cheese. It's just so easy, and while I'm talking, I will just quickly get it out, but it's so easy to clean, it's so easy to use. And I thought this was a gimmick. I didn't think it would work, and I was actually shocked the first time that I used it when I put it in the microwave and the toasty came out toasted, not soggy. I didn't think you could toast in the microwave, but with this you absolutely can. Yeah, I don't think they're particularly cheap. I think they're around maybe £20, something like that. But you know, for a one-off buy for something that when you're sitting there and you're thinking, what am I going to have for lunch today? It's just a really quick, easy, no hassle, barely any washing up. So the actual sort of plates come out of the silicone part, so it's really easy to wash up, and it's not heavy. If you don't have one of these in your caravan, I think you're missing out. Okay, so on to our second best gadget. It's our Wi-Fi. Now, for a long time, we've just used our phones to be able to stream everything. That's weird. The TV's been swapped by 2 bottles of rum. Now, there is a reason for that. When I came back from site on Monday morning, I decided that I didn't want the temptation of these at home, so I've left them in storage. It's Saturday and I might take them home with me. So, our Wi-Fi. It is a Falcon Wi-Fi piece. It's actually a really good kit with what it comes with, and again, I am going to do a separate video on this one, so I won't go into it too much now, but all you really need to do is just clip or screw the 2 antennas in. You put the power source in the bottom. I'm going to do a video for anyone that's interested in Wi-Fi, because there are 4 main carriers in this country, and of course you've got all of the other brands that work off of the main carriers, but you've got Vodafone, 3, EE and O2. Sara's on O2, I'm on Vodafone. We originally had ID Mobile in here, which is 3, or it's piggybacks off of 3's network, and we've since gone out and bought 100 gig of data with EE. I think we paid £45 or something like that for this. I don't know how much is on there, but it's been going for quite a long time, and as soon as this runs out, I'm taking out an EE contract, because in all of the sites we've been to that don't have very good signal, EE seems to come up tops. The other stuff that you get in here, obviously that's a power lead, but you do have also the ability to plug it into 12 volt, and it comes with several adapters so that you can basically lengthen the lead. I took a lot of the stuff out because we will never use it in that capacity, but it does come with a lot of different accessories. So I'm going to do a separate video on that, because I think it's worth sort of for people who are interested in Wi-Fi solutions. So that sort of brings me to my favourite gadget, and I haven't got it with me, it's at home. It is our 2-seater chair. Now, there is a story to that, and I'm sure that you probably have heard me say this before, but I put out a video asking people for recommendations for a chair. I told them exactly the style that I wanted, and we went to Atwell's, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and I come across this double-seater chair, and I liked it because I thought you could use it in several different ways. You could use it for 2 people, you can use it for 1 person to lounge across. More importantly, I love it when Reggie comes and sits next to me, and sometimes he gets shunned to the floor and has to sit in his bed because me and Sara are on individual chairs. I just wanted a place that he could come and sit next to me and be cozy. So Sara gave me the you don't want that chair. That's not the chair that, this is in the process of me deciding, that's not the chair you come for. You said you wanted this chair. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I really fancy that. No, you're making a big mistake. Got it home. We were actually at Tewkesbury. Sara sort of refused to sit in it for the first few days and kept telling me that I made a big mistake. It was, I think, about £85, and that I'd regret it and that I'd be going back to the shop to buy what I actually wanted. Then Sara sat in the chair, and then Sara realised that actually, no, this is quite a comfortable chair. It's not really mine anymore because she's always on it, and I have to kind of be the other person on the other side. So that's slightly annoying, but it is, without a shadow of a doubt, we use our old tub chair now as a footrest, and if Reggie's lucky, he might get to sit on there. But yeah, a chair that was bought for me and Reggie is now Sara's, and if I'm lucky, I get to sit on it. So now I'm going to move on to our top 5 worst accessories, but I'm just going to mention one thing first. Now, I'm not really putting this in the worst category. It's our cool box that we bought. It's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant, and it could so easily be in our top accessories. The only reason I kind of wanted to mention it is because for us, we bought it, it served a purpose. Our fridge wasn't working, and it was absolutely brilliant for that one weekend, and we've never used it since. It's such a big item to take away with you that, okay, if we went and stayed somewhere for 2 weeks in one location, we probably would take it. So yeah, not necessarily a bad accessory, but just something that I always sort of thought, yeah, I'd love a cool box, and unless your fridge is not working, it's fairly pointless. So on to our 5 worst accessories. Number 5 is a clock. I'm fascinated by clocks, and our house, it's a nightmare when the clocks go backwards or forwards, because we've got about 48 clocks in the house and you have to go around and change them all. I just wanted a clock in the caravan that we could just kind of sort of have when we sat on the sofa, you can just see back up to. It's an absolute pointless thing in a caravan because I have to keep packing it away and putting it out every time that you know, we set up and pack up, and we've always got either our watch or our phones on the side. So yeah, bought that, used it probably for 1 or 2 trips, found it a hassle, and then kicked it out. Number 4 is a shoebox. So we bought a shoebox, which again is quite a large thing to sort of take around with you. We sort of thought that in the winter months it'd be great to sort of kick your shoes off and put them in a shoebox outside. One, I don't really like the idea of spiders and things like that being able to get in my shoes, and you've seen my spider catcher, it will not fit into a shoe. Secondly, in the winter, you kind of want them in the caravan. You want the warmth of the caravan to dry them or warm them up for your next outing. So now all we have is a plastic board, basically like a shoe mat, under the bench, under the front, and then we can just shove our shoes in through the front locker, and at least they dry. It's actually quite near the vents for the heating as well, so they can dry if they're wet. Number 3, walkie-talkies. So walkie-talkies are really fun. I don't think they really serve a massive purpose. We bought them for reversing onto pitches and stuff like that, and don't get me wrong, I think if you've got families and you've got kids and they've got good enough range, I think they're brilliant for keeping in contact with your kids. But on the odd occasion that I can't see or hear Sara, I just phone her. You don't need walkie-talkies. They broke and we never bothered replacing them. They broke quite early on as well, and we never bothered replacing them. So number 2 is our small awning. We have used it once or twice and we never used it again. For us, we're either somewhere for a long period of time and we're the big awning. More often than not, with a sun canopy. Less often with the door canopy, and on them weekends where we don't have a lot of time or really can't be bothered, then we just put nothing up. The small awning is more hassle than the big awning for less benefit. So yeah, for us it's we will never ever use that again. So our number 1 worst accessory, I never even used it and spent about 150 quid on it. So I was sucked in at the show to buy in a kitchen. So one of the kitchens that you kind of make up, and then you can sort of put your barbecue on it. You can put like a dish washing up bowl in it. It's got storage underneath. Now, the reason that we haven't sold it, the reason that we haven't got rid of it, is because I feel like next year we are going to go somewhere for a longer period of time. We love touring. We love going from site to site. It's just not the thing to take with you when you're constantly packing up and setting up again later the same day. It's just too fiddly. It's too much space in the car for starters. But I think if we had our big awning up, I think if we were somewhere for 1 or 2 weeks, I think it's the perfect accessory. And to be fair, the ones that I've named on our worst list, it's because of our style of touring, our style of holidaying. But in the future, we might look at going somewhere and staying somewhere for a longer period of time. And we haven't done it again this summer, which I'm a little bit sort of disappointed about. But next summer, we're definitely going to stick the caravan somewhere really close to home for maybe 2 weeks and just come and go to work and, you know, do what I see other people doing, which is setting up an awning with all your accessories in it and make it really homely. For us, I'd say 3, maybe 4 nights maximum, and it just isn't worth taking all this stuff with you. So that's the end of the video, and if I just push you over there, it gives me a perfect place to put the logos of all the other channels. So make sure that you head over to their channels, check out their videos. Accessories is always going to be one of my favorite videos. I will link my previous gadgets and accessories video. I don't think the collaboration will mind, as it was a previous video from that collaboration. But yeah, we look forward to seeing you in one of our future videos. We've got videos coming out every Wednesday and every Sunday up until after the NEC show, and then probably in November and December, as we all start thinking towards Christmas and New Year, we'll probably go down to 1 video a week, maybe even 1 video every 2 weeks, I don't know. And then obviously ready for the big ramp up for the new year, and looking at where we might all be going for our summer holidays next year. I know summer next year seems a long way away, but the way that this year's flown, I'm sure it will be round again soon. Please like the video, please drop us a comment, whatever that might be. I will do my best to reply. I'm not great at replying to comments. I will always reply, but just maybe not very quickly. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.